it comes shipped on every laptop. Yeah, as one of the fonts. But in case you don't have it, there's another free alternative called Sans Pro. I have a link to it here. It's a Google font I'll share later. And yeah, if you don't have access to any of all this, then there's a default one. Everybody knows Arial. So you can use Arial for your body copy when you don't have access to Mirror Pro or Sans Pro. All right, now let's check out how we've done things wrong. All right, now I want us to look at these creatives here. Can somebody tell me what's wrong with this one, font-wise?
So the TI font, plain font, script-like font.
Hello, I can't hear you. Can you please be a little more audible?
The fonts don't align. So I'm seeing some scripted font, script-like font.
Yes.
Scripted.
Yes. So you're right. On this creative, we have how many fonts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven different fonts. 7 different distinct fonts on one creative, and none of these fonts is in the Toastmasters brand manual. So this is not the right way. This is not the right way to go. Yes, this I don't know what to say about this. All right, then this one too, the same thing here. So many fonts that are not in the Toastmasters brand guideline. Then this one too, for our tutorial and table topics context, the font we have here is a serif font. Now, if we look at the Toastmasters font, all the fonts here, they are all sans serif. Okay, now let me quickly talk about font category. We have 2 major font categories, serif and sans serif. So all these ones you see, they are all sans serif. Then the other one, which is a serif, are those fonts that has those fonts that you see these squiggly lines here. So those are serif fonts, and none of those fonts is in the Toastmasters brand guidelines. So let's stay away from all those kind of fonts, and let's adhere strictly to the Toastmasters font. So, all right, now even this one too, this banner here, so many fonts. I'm not sure any one of these is in the Toastmasters brand manual. Likewise, this one as well. So for font, any questions so far? All right, if there's no question now, let me see. I've seen some good creative. So this, I really like this, but one thing is this calligraphic font is not part of the Toastmasters font, but I think every other thing is fine except for this font here. Then this one too is good. Yeah, this is good. So, yeah, everything on this is okay. All right, let's move on to imagery and photography.
Sorry, quick question. So
all right.
Back to that flyer, the one for merit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that part that says one for all for one, is that an okay font? Because it seemed as though it was italicized.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So in as much as it's a Toastmasters font, you can italicize, bold, underline, depending on what you are trying to communicate.
Oh, okay.
If you are trying to make emphasis, if italicizing the word will help you create emphasis on the word, that's fine.
All right, thanks.
All right, any other question? All right, let's move on to photography now. So here, so let me just summarize everything here. So it's saying that this first paragraph is saying that whatever imagery or photograph we use has to be something that portrays or supports or empowers the Toastmasters meeting environment. So it has to be that kind of picture that depicts a typical Toastmasters meeting or gathering. So you can't just use any kind of photograph or imagery. And I've highlighted here, please do not use cartoons, illustrations, or clip art in materials created for clubs, area, division, district, or region. You are not at liberty to use any kind of cartoon image or clip art, illustration, or any other thing. You can't use those. Then there's another one here that also says you should stay away from images that do not connect to the Toastmasters environment, such as those mainly or solely portraying landscapes, animals, children, food, and food appliances, medicine, and architecture. You can't use any of such pictures. So let's please take note of that. And a typical example is this one. So I get the fact that you are trying to say something about the theme of the meeting, but there's a way this is literally done. There's a way you can do things laterally with the use of pictures that has to do with the Toastmasters environment. Then, yeah, one other thing again about the use of pictures. I see that a lot of time people they squash and stretch pictures. That's it's I think it's a sin if you squash and stretch a picture, a human's picture. Now, this person, Toastmaster Chineze, she doesn't look like this in the real world. Her face is not stretched, so why will you stretch a picture? So please, whatever kind of imagery we'll be using, let us not squash and stretch them, because in real life, you don't have people stretch or squashed. So let's try as much as possible to take note of that. All right, so any questions so far?
Yes, hello.
All right.
Well done. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, Toastmaster Steve.
I was going to react to that, the penultimate slide that you shared. I think the one with the bucket.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I think, human beings, at times when you're portraying or trying to project a message, visuals visuals like this will reinforce your message. Like this bucket thing, it really accentuates what keeping the bucket full. It accentuates the message. So I think we should be allowed to use visuals like this to really help reinforce whatever catchy expression or catchy headlines that you want to use for your meetings.
Okay, I think we'll talk about that when we get to maybe the brand personality, the tone of voice, and we'll talk more on those when we get here. Yeah, we'll talk more about that when we get to brand personality, and we are there already.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, before we go on, any question so far? All right, so if there's no question, let's talk about brand personality. Now, when we say brand personality, what do we mean? What are we talking about? And if we close our eyes and imagine what if the Toastmasters brand were to be a human being, what do we see? Do we see that say, for instance, I close my eyes and I try to imagine Toastmaster as a human. I'm trying to imagine the Toastmasters as a human being. What kind of human being do I see? So here it says, our personality reflects how the organization interacts with audiences at every touch point, such as through internal communication, external media, social posts, and more. While adjustments should be made to reflect each culture, each language, and each medium, our brand personality is universal with strong elements of leadership, dedication, and empowerment. So there's a way we can find an imagery that will speak to any of these things, an imagery that will speak to leadership, speak to dedication, and even speak to empowerment in all our creative. So I work with an advertising agency. So there's a way in advertising, you don't use, what's the right word? You don't just put out things there literally, you have to go on the lateral side. So there's a way you can put creative with the use of humans and it can still connect with what you're trying to say with the theme of your creative. But then these are rules. If Toastmaster says you can't use this, yeah, it's the brand. So you can't, that's what the brand says you shouldn't do. So you just have to stick to the rules of the brand. Now let's go to tone of voice and tone. So here it says all branded communication should be warm, clear, friendly, professional, succinct, respectful, universally understandable, and internationally friendly. So this is a Toastmasters tone of voice. So in our communication, we should try as much as possible to have this checklist by the side. Whatever creative I'm doing, the question I ask, is this thing friendly? Is it with my copy? Is it respectful? Does everything communicate the Toastmasters ideals and values? So these are the things we must put in place in creating all of this. All right, so question time.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Uh, Thank you very much. Quite informative session. Sorry, I'm on the road, but I just still had to
All right,
listen.
no problem.
So I don't know if, thank God it's close to where you're wrapping up. I still want to lay a little bit of emphasis on the question the last person asked about this
Okay.
bucket, about that bucket imagery.
All right.
I'm not in advertising, but with my little relationship with the graphics and media world, I'd like to take a typical example of the advert about, I don't know which of the communication industry that used headgear to advertise something on network. I can't remember. One advert on Delemi Gadget Yellow or something.
Okay.
So I probably, that's the size of that bucket is a bit too big or something, but I would want to toe the line that totally saying it's wrong or knocking it off. It's not for me. My opinion is not realistic. It still communicates the intent. It does not take away leadership. It's, I feel it does not directly talks about. It has a lot of meaning embedded in it beyond.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Speaking to that, like I said, Yeah, sometimes it is what the brand tells you to do that you just have to do. It's I've seen brands that say, okay, like the Toastmasters logo here, it said that you cannot put logos side by side with any other logo. So that's what the brand says. So for the fact that you have, maybe you are trying to do something and you are pairing different logos together, and Toastmaster is saying, no, you cannot put our logo beside all those logos. So what do? You just have to respect the rules of the brand. And in terms of imagery, I have a pool of imagery, there's a link that under the resources, they have different kind of images and photographs that one can use for any kind of creative. So there's a pool of images there for that suits any purpose. It's just for one to go in there and for the appropriate images, the appropriate image that speaks to whatever situation one needs it for. So there are so many of them. Anyway, it's just that's what the rule says. All right, any other question?
So, still on that, Shane Godwin.
All right.
What you're saying is that I was still going to go back to that particular flyer.
Okay.
For us to do a critical analysis on it. But for what you're saying, you kind of have worn down my defenses because you're saying now that it's cast in stones. So I would have loved us to really take a very microscopic look at it. Yes.
Okay, so Toastmaster Steve. Yeah, sometimes the brand, the reason they have some of these rules is because so that whatever, you know, the Toastmasters Club is an international club with branches and clubs in every part of the world. So if they don't, a lot of times, if you don't cast the rule on stone, if you become very lenient, you find out that a lot of times, people that are not even designers, they take this thing and they abuse it in the long run. They take this thing, before you know it, they do all kinds of things with it, and the intent and the purpose changes overnight. You see a lot of people doing things that are not supposed to be done with the brands. So a lot of times, if you are not a skilled, maybe creative person, I will not just advise you go that route.
Say something, please. Good afternoon.
All right.
With regards to this same flyer, an idea can be that the designer can embed this kind of buckets on the background and also follow the instruction. So the buckets will now form like the background for every text or image that will come after. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get your point.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no, because okay, I fear as a designer myself, I'm trying to, because sometimes when you say you can do this to this extent, and before you know it, somebody just takes it and do something with it, and before you know it, it's all over the place, and they just wake up one morning and they say, so person said we can do this, and that's why we've done this. So for me, I'll go with the brand guideline. I'll go with the brand guideline any day, anytime, so that somebody will not wake up one day and quote me that I said. And so for me, I'll stick with the brand guideline.
So it is better safe than sorry, you say?
Yes.
That's good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I want us to, at our leisure time, the brand guideline is there. I'll put a link on the chat box. Let's download, let's go through this and read. The brand guideline is there for everybody to read and put to use. So yeah, this is question time. Let's train the questions. Yeah, I'm done presenting. Welcome question.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Emmanuel. Thank you for the very beautiful and enlightening presentation.
All right.
Yeah, I also, the fact that you're an expert in the field of design, I can see it in some of the presentation that you had. For people like us that are not experts in designing, and we want to, also make sure that what we dish out for our club comes out very good. Do you have like applications or no applications aside PowerPoint that can assist us in designing following the Toastmasters branding guidelines?
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Emmanuel, for your question. So for non-designers, we have an app called Canva. Canva is a free app for design, very light compared to Photoshop and maybe CorelDRAW. So Canva is very simple to use. If you can use PowerPoint or MS Word, you should be able to use Canva. So what I would say is, if you study the brand guideline, you should be able to pick up Canva and do something simple for the club. Then all the brand assets, the logo, the color, everything is right there on the brand guidelines. So all you have to do is just download, read through, get some of those things and use them. With Canva, you'll be able to do something simple for your club.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. You've answered my question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Toastmaster Rotimi.
Okay, I want to find, I've seen some clubs that in their flyer, they will put the picture of the Toastmaster of the day. Is that allowed? Just the picture of the person.
Yeah, it is. It's allowed. It's allowed. It's allowed. So for me, the question is now, is that picture up to expectation? Now, if we look at the Toastmasters voice and tone, so the person's picture, is it friendly? The person picture, does it meet that's the person, does the person depict an ideal Toastmaster? So if you look at pictures that Toastmasters use, you find that the person is maybe doing something interactive or talking, so we just have to make sure the picture is, the image is an ideal Toastmasters image. I don't know if you get my point. Okay,
yes,
now let me try and open. Okay, now if you look at all the pictures here on Toastmasters website, you see that these are happy people, these are leaders. So whatever picture you want to use, is it in line with a typical Toastmasters picture?
Okay, no, so that's where so that's where the question is. The one you just showed now shows a lady addressing people, but there are instances whereby all you see is just a person's picture. So try and imagine that picture of Toastmaster Chinese, and it's only a picture that is the information.
Yes.
So it doesn't show her communicating with other people. It doesn't show her interacting. It just shows a picture.
Okay, yes, we can use such pictures. We can use them. We can use them. But a lot of times you see people using pictures that is not well lit. So if in terms of pictures, let's ask for good pictures. Like as a creative person, a lot of times, if the clients are usually intentional about the kind of pictures they take for maybe anything they want to do. If they are usually purposeful, they take photo shoots. So imagine you want to use a picture of, say, maybe Lagos State Governor or the picture of President Muhammadu Buhari. He has official photographs that they will send to use for you. So I think every Toastmaster should have an official photograph where they want to use your picture on any flyer or anything, you send your official photograph to be used. Not just maybe some pictures that you took randomly while climbing the staircase, or I think you get my point.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
What if I decide to use your photograph as it is now, like we're seeing you, and I decide to use your photograph like that for an advert because you're wearing a headphone, you are alone.
Okay.
It shows that you're listening to something. It shows that you have the intention of doing something with a headphone. I'm sure that a photograph like yours will just be ideal.
Yeah.
If I was
so
using a model.
Depending on the context you want to use it for.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to be intentional about it. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Godwin. It's me, Toastmaster Tunde. First of all, I am appreciative of this session. It's been very eye-opening. I've learned new things as well. I was quite familiar with the brand guidelines, but this is also quite, it's a bit in-depth. Thank you very much. But my question is, this session, because I can see it's being recorded, would it be made available afterwards? Because I would also like my team member, she's not here at the moment. I would like her to see it.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll make it available for people that could not make it to be able to access. Yeah, it will be made available.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, any other question? Okay, so if there's no question, I think we can wrap this up. So the Toastmasters brand guideline is a guide to everything we'll do with the brand. So let's all endeavor to read through, and if there's any part of it that is not clear to us, yeah, let's feel free, call on anybody. You can reach out to me. I'll always be available to take questions, or you can even reach out to the division PRO or the district. Sorry, you can reach out to me, the PRO, or your guy at the top, the DD, Toastmaster Uluyemi Adeosun, or even Toastmaster Chidi will always be there to clarify things. All right, Toastmaster Roots. Hello, Toastmaster Roots.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. I'm done. There's no question. Anything, any other thing?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said I'm done. No more question. Do you have any other thing to add?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. Is Toastmaster Chidi here?
Yes, I'm here, Toastmaster Godwin.
All right, Toastmaster Chidi. Yes, I'm done. No more question.
All right. Thank you very much for your time and very detailed and insightful training today. We really appreciate you taking your time to take us through this. We all know that branding is very important. Toastmasters International is particularly deliberate about brand. So, like Toastmaster Godwin have said, the recording will be available. The members of your team who are not here can have access to it and go through it. The bottom line is we need everyone to really be deliberate about the use of the Toastmasters branding. So we will not be found defaulting, right? We're also trying to put together some sort of training with respect to designing, with the use of PowerPoint and the use of Canva. So if you're open to it, or if you'll be interested in this training, you can just signify by maybe saying yes in the chat box, or signify by using the virtual icon to just raise your hand so we know that you're ready and we'll work towards it. That training would most likely be anchored. So that'll be between Toastmaster Roots and Toastmaster Mess. All right, so I'm seeing a couple of people put their hands, so nice. So we'll plan for that. It will be a build up on this. It will be practical, right? So as the facilitators will be going through putting up designs, you'll be encouraged to also try it out. Now, we'll most likely have an assignment. Maybe before or after the training, or before the training, an assignment will go out. Toastmaster will share it. Information will go out to the group. So you attempt a design of a flyer. During the training, the facilitators will take you through how to design at least a very basic flyer that would convey whatever message you want to pass across. And then you can build on that. So before the end of this Monday, we'll all be brand experts and design experts. So thank you so much for giving us your time, making time to attend the training today. Special thanks once again to Toastmaster Godwin. We appreciate you all. Like I said, the recording will be made available. So please, let's try as much as possible to put in what we've learned today into our future designs. When you're doing a flyer for your club, ask yourself this question: is this brand compliant? Is this Toastmasters International brand compliant? If you're not sure, please, when you're done with your flyer, feel free to reach out to Toastmaster Godwin or Toastmaster Roots. You can reach out to any of them, share your flyer with them, get their feedback before you push it out to the public. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Please do take care, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, the week is a new week already. Enjoy the rest. Have a very productive week. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thanks. All right, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Much. Okay. Toastmaster Godwin, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Really very insightful. Like really, there was a lot to take away from it. Thank you. All right.